Most of the time, the word influence and manipulation are considered to be a side of the same coin. One side is influence, one side is manipulation. Right now, I'm going to show you my own perspective regarding influence and manipulation. And in my opinion, there's a exact distinction between influence and manipulation. Influence and manipulations are two things which are related in terms of concept, but they are totally different and they have distinctive differences. So write down this. I'm going to give you two words. One word is service, one word is expense. Write them down because it's going to make sense to you shortly. So when you talk about influence, influence is the ability to shape, affect opinions, behaviors, actions of somebody else. What do I mean by affect? Influence is based on a persuasive communication, which most of the time leads and manifests through inspiration, suggestions, and help, because it's gonna allow people to go from point A to point B and achieve their goals. So when you talk about influence, is extremely positive. Everybody should have the power of influence. Everybody should understand the effect of influence. So when you talk about influence, I want you to associate it to this word. Influence, associated to service. Why? Because influence is gaining something at the service of the others. Let me say it again. Influence is gaining something at the service of others. When you talk about leadership, a business owner, a leader, influences his team in order for him to get a return, increase of revenue, increase in position in the market. And how do you do this? By leading and influencing with a persuasive communication that allows your team and your employers to achieve their own personal goals. And because they achieve their personal goals, at the end of the day, you as the business owner, you as the leader, you also gain. So influence is gaining something at the service of somebody else. As Zig Ziglar used to say all the time, you can get anything in life as long as you help others to get what they want. So my personal perspective of influence is the ability to suggest, to inspire somebody else in order for them to achieve their goal. And because they achieve their goal, automatically you have a massive gain. And I want to underline the word massive gain. Okay? Now, let's go and look at what is manipulation. On the other hand, manipulation, okay, is another way, a form of influence, which is based on deceit, coercion, and most of the times it manifests and it involves using tactics, flattery, for example, generating threats, or creating false information in order to take advantage of others for your own personal goal. So what is manipulation? Manipulation associated to the word expense. So what is it? Manifestation is manipulation is nothing else than gaining something at the expense of the others. Gaining something at the expense of the others in order for you to have your own personal advantage. I want to underline the word personal advantage. So let me give you a couple of examples. Let's go back to the business owner or to the leader. Okay? A leader who is manipulative is a leader who doesn't care about his own team or his own people, and his own single focus goal is for him to gain his own profits at the expense of the others. Therefore, he comes up with threats. If you don't do this, I will fire you. If you do not come at this time, you're out of the team, you're out of this project. Manipulation is part of human being because in a way or another, we are selfish beings. So for example, imagine your wonderful daughter that wants to have that ice cream. And she will come to you and say, hey, daddy, you know you're the best, dad. That is flattery. That's a manipulative communication in order for the baby girl to get her own advantage. A parent can be manipulative. If you don't do your homework, you're not coming out this weekend with us. How can we turn this in a persuasive, better communication? Son, in order for us to enjoy our time this weekend and do all what we have to do, I encourage you to finish off your homework. This will allow you to have more time, more relaxed, get better marks, and then spend more time together as a family. This is a persuasive, inspirational communication at the service of your son in order for you to gain free time and enjoy it with him. On the other hand, a manipulative communication is, if you don't do this, you're not going to get that. So it's based on coercion. It's based on a threat. These are some direct examples we can look about influence and manipulation. And by the way, I'm curious. Let me know what is your perspective about influence and manipulation. My perspective is influence is extremely positive, and we need to have more influence in our society. We need to be able to gain something at the service of others, not at the expense of others. Thank you so much, and see you in the next video.